Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Meka and you can find me on Instagram at Yes Please Planning. So today I'm going to do a little project using one of the Planner Society gift bags. Well, it's not a gift bag, it's the packaging that some of the products goes into. So let's get started. Well, actually I've already gotten started. The first step was to take a divider that I already have and cut the baggie down to size. Trim that off. And the next thing that I'm going to do is get some cardstock to make it more sturdy. I'm going to cut it to size and glue it down so that it's a much sturdier pocket that I won't have to worry about laminating. Now, if you prefer to laminate, that's perfectly fine. You can completely leave out this step with the cardstock and just laminate the packaging on its own. It'll be thinner, but it'll be fine. If you ever wonder why I always use my box cutter, that's why. Get a lot done a lot faster with a box cutter than I can a craft knife. Okay, so from here I'm going to glue these layers. So I'll glue this here onto the back and then this one onto the front. So this glue is by Prima Marketing. I have heard that it's like the absolute best in planner and glue sticks. So I picked one of these up. I bought it at a local store, but you could buy it. I'm sure it's available just about anywhere. I've seen it at Hobby Lobby. I'll link it down below. I'm sure you can find it on Amazon. In fact, I just ordered some more on Blitsy. So basically what you're going to try to do is make sure that your cardstock layer is tucked way in there into the corner. You don't want to leave it hanging out a little bit because then the corner will more easily bend. So tuck it in there real good. You might have to fiddle with it a little bit, especially if you're using a strong glue like this. Once you have it in place, it doesn't want to budge easily. So just play around with it a little bit and get it in there into the corner nice and tight. Try not to make the same mistake. Oh yeah, that's in there good. I'm going to trim off the top. So with this part, you sort of will want to decide how you want yours to be. You could like just make it a straight cut at the top, and then that way you can just stick things in there really quickly. I am going to try to do it where it continues to overlap like that, so, or close. There's probably a smarter way to do this, but this is the way that I'm going to try it now, and I'm just opening this so you can hopefully see it a little bit better. And I'm going to be careful and just use the divider as a template, and I'm going to do a few passes just to make sure I don't end up cutting my divider. Okay. Now it should be hanging on a little bit because still attached here, so I'll go ahead and snip this part off. I want it to fold over here. So what I'm gonna do is crease right here, and you can use your fingernail, you can use whatever. I'm gonna use the back of my tweezers to just kind of score it a little bit. So you see that score line. I'm not cutting it, I just want it to fold a little bit easier and a little cleaner. Now I've got that fold. I'm gonna go ahead and trim this here, and I'm gonna get right on the edge of that scallop, and I'm not, let's see, for now I'm not worried about that scallop and that white cardstock showing, because I plan to put something over it. Now this is a pretty sturdy top, so I haven't figured out how to get it to stick down. Like, I thought maybe of putting one of those little circle things here with the string, but that'll get tedious opening it, and I really don't want to add too much more decor or too much more to take away from this beautiful design right here. So I'm gonna try some removable glue runner. We'll see if that works when the time comes. So the next thing that I'm going to do is apply this trim. Now this trim I got in a pack. There were a few different colors at Michael's. I don't know, maybe around December, or I don't know, a long time ago. So they're not there anymore, but they were in those little those $1 or $2 bins. But you can find rolls of trim in the fabric section at like Joann. So I'm just gonna glue this over here, right over that white part. So I'm gonna go ahead and use glue. I was thinking the Prima planner glue could handle it, but I don't want to risk it. I know that this glue will work and it'll dry pretty fast. So I'm just looking to find the right side. This side is flatter. Oops, put too much already. Just make sure it's coating the whole thing so I don't have any problem with it coming up. I'm just gonna cover that cardstock all the way to the end. Okay. Go ahead and trim. So I want to give it, I don't know, a few minutes to dry before I go handling that part again. I'm going to go ahead and punch the holes. So I've got, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to do this extra trimming here, but its sizing is close enough to where I'm not going to worry about it. Am I? Yeah, I am gonna worry about it. It looks a little janky back there. So I'm taking up the trim and just trimming off about 1 millimeter or so, just to clean that edge up, and then repositioning that scallop trim and gluing it back on. Now for the holes. So I'm gonna try to use my Rapesco hole punch. This hole punch is really cool. You can, I don't know if you can see, you can change the hole position to be A5, A6, or pocket size. And right now I have it set for personal size, but let me double check. There is a cover Okay, is this it? Yeah. There's a cover that goes back here. You can open it up to empty out all of the little confetti, but I usually just take this off. But it's useful though to keep it on because this there's a little arm here that tells you where to space your paper, but I'm going to use this as my guide. So won't need this for now. I don't know if all of these layers will fit in here, so let's see. Turn it upside down. So I'm gonna make sure it's all lined up still. And then line up the holes of my hole punch with the holes of my divider, and then punch through. So this is a pretty powerful hole punch for it to get all of those layers. There we go. Now you might be wondering, but how are you going to use this as a pocket if the holes are here? You'd have to open up the binder rings. Well, what I'm going to do is just snip. That should work. Yeah. I'm going to snip. Should I do the front and back? Yeah, I'll go ahead and snip both the front and the back holes. Actually, I'm going to do a little triangle snip. And that will help me. Probably could have stuck with a single snip, but I guess I want it to be fancy. So, triangle snip, and that'll help me kind of pull it in and out a little easier, or a single snip will be just fine. A single snip will probably keep it more secure. So let me try some removable tape. But let's see. I probably need to like reapply this removable tape So I've gone ahead and lined the flap with the removable tape, and now I'm just gonna go ahead and start stuffing. Put the pocket in, and then stuff my pocket with lots of little Planner Society goodies. So if you're wondering, this planner is actually a Filofax Domino Soft, and I think it's called Baby Pink. It's mostly sold out. I'll try to link it on Amazon if I can find it. They might have it on Blitsy as well. I think I may have seen it there, so I'll link below. Now let's see if this removable tape holds. I put quite a bit, so I think it will. And there we go. Now that's pretty much it. I can leave it like that, or I can embellish it a little bit more. I do like the simplicity of it, but I'm kind of thinking, I don't know, I want to do just something. So you see it flopped up a little bit, but once it's in the planner and closed, it's not going to be a big deal. Yeah, I kind of feel like I want to put something on here. I haven't decided what else, so I'm not going to worry about that right now. One thing I don't really like is, well, two things I don't like. This crease here from where the bag originally folded. Probably if I had ironed this whole thing out, the bag out before I started, I could have ironed out most of that crease, but I didn't think about it. Actually, I was planning on I was going to make a really short pocket, but then I decided I wanted to love on all of this yellow, so I kept it tall. And then, yeah, the crease on the back here. So I was thinking, I found some different ribbons, so I was thinking I could put a line of ribbon, but that is going to be like, that's just doing too much. That won't look good. On the back, it might be okay. Put some ribbon there and make it like a little bow right here, but I don't think this one is good for this. It just kind of like, oh, I lost it. It was just too translucent. So I'm thinking maybe I can do something like put some ribbon here, glue it on, make it seem like it's wrapping around but not wrap around all the way, and then glue a little ribbon right here, a bow right here, and that will sort of, it won't hide the seam, but it will take the attention away from it. For the bow accent, I cut 3 strands of embroidery floss about the width, actually a little bit wider than the width of the pocket. And so I cut 3 widths separate, and then I took some more embroidery floss and tied a bow so that the horizontal part is going to be glued on separately, and then the bow will be glued on top of that. I'm putting the glue over the crease, and then that's where the horizontal strands of embroidery floss will go, and then gluing the bow on top of that. And then once those are down, I'm kind of fiddling with the strings just to sort of spread them out a little bit. That's what I'm using the tweezers for, to spread the strands out a bit. And then adding some glue on top of the knot and on top of the strands, just to make sure that they're secure and that they don't go anywhere over time. I want to put something right here, like this. This is gonna bother me. I mean, it's not a big deal, it doesn't show, but when I open it, I don't want it to look like blah, you know, I want it to be somewhat finished too. So what can I use? So I'm trying out a few different things to line the top of the inside of the envelope. I'm trying some of that same embroidery floss. I'm trying the scalloped edge that we trimmed off earlier. I'm trying a few different washi. Nothing is really grabbing me the way that I want it to. That's good enough. I really don't love this. I don't love it. I actually don't like it at all. I thought I would, but it clashes too much. So let me try. Yes, I get ridiculous about these things. Let me go back with this simpler washi. Come on, Meka, just get over it. Just leave it. Let me show you what it looks like inside. And now that I'm looking at it, actually you can glue that top flap down permanently. It doesn't have to be another working part because you have the big opening on the side, and that's actually pretty much good enough. That's it, friends. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you spending your time with me. Make sure you come and say hi on Instagram at Yes Please Planning. Bye bye.